I'll talk about those in just a minute. Then, following that, I have the string that I'm going to print out, in this case, color text. Then, I have another escape string, bracket 0m. I'll talk about that in a little bit too. Okay, so the numbers I mentioned correspond to certain styling options, in this case, foreground and background colors. Here's a table of some common options. In this example, I'm using colors. You've got a range of 8 colors to work with: black, red, green, yellow, blue, magenta, cyan, and white, which you can see isn't as bright as you might expect. These numbers correspond to the color used as the foreground or background color. For example, green is 32 in the foreground and 42 in the background. And here's some examples of what the results could look like. As you can see, in each case, I have 2 numbers separated by a semicolon to set the foreground and background color. There's also the ability to change the style of the text using different numbers. For example, bold is 1 and blinking is 5. Up at the top here, notice that 0 is no style. I used that in the example earlier to end the color selection. If I hadn't, anything that followed that string would have been styled as well. So let's say I wanted to write out an error message. I'll use echo -lowercase e, and then the /033 escape code, followed with a bracket, then 5 for blinking, 31 for a red foreground, and 40 for a black background. Then I'll end that string with an M, and I'll write error followed by a colon. So that error text is going to blink, but I don't want the message that I'm going to write to follow it to also be blinking.